Hello, my name is Jen. I am the Unorthodox Healer. I have had a rebrand on my YouTube channel and I am now being seen on there as Gentle Tarot. Essentially, Virgo, it's sort of what I do, and hopefully the YouTube gods will be kinder to me and send my videos out to a few more people because it's something that would be really lovely if I could continue to grow my channel, and hopefully you are enjoying the readings that I'm doing. Gentle Tarot is all about, as it says, nothing salacious. I'm never going to tell you anything bad. YouTube likes sensationalism, drama. If you're into slow living, just sitting back, getting a bit of hand-holding, a bit of gentle guidance, this is kind of what I do. So this is a recording for Virgo, wherever you have that in your chart. It's designed for May. This is being recorded is it the 10th? Might be the 11th. No, it's the 12th. Just shows what I know. And it is for May, the remainder of May. It's going to see as to what you need to be focusing on, what you can do to work on that, what you can't do, and the potential outcome. So, Virgo, I'm based in southern Scotland in the UK. I only take cards that jump out at me, and I tend not to read reversals. Not too sure how that one's come up like that. Cards are quite excited this morning, so we shall see as to what we get. I will take those last ones, but I'm not going to take those. Jumping out as opposed to falling out, there's a fine line in my book, but we shall see as to what we have whilst I've ruined all my cards. So let's see what we have, Virgo. The underlying energy we have is the Four of Swords. Then we have what you need to be working on, what's holding you back, what you can do about it, what you can't do about it, and then the underlying energy. Now it's interesting because in theory my spread should just look like that, but quite often whilst I've been doing these readings, it's been coming out with 3 cards for the result, potential result. So we shall do Spirit's bidding and we shall see as to what we get. So Virgo, the underlying energy is the Four of Swords. May is quite a dynamic month for us. It's about being authentic. If you are struggling to be your authentic self, if other people are holding you back or stopping you being that, or maybe you don't even know what it would mean to be authentic, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm going to be 52 next month and I am still struggling with that because I've spent a lifetime of serving and looking after other people. So don't feel bad. In fact, I'm a Virgo moon, that you maybe don't know what your authentic self is or how to be authentic. But May is very much a time for you to be looking at that, being true to yourself, stop paying lip service to other people and do what you want to do and be the person that you want to be. Now, the underlying energy here is the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is very much about taking stock, resting. So far, sort of this year, we have been saying, because of the way that the planets have been, that we should just bide our time and not make any decisions. But Virgo, for whatever reason, once we see what these cards are, we are being told here that you need to continue to rest and maybe try and deal before you take action. Maybe before you look at what your authentic self really is, this card is showing that you have 3 swords, which can be truths, can be conversations, can just be issues that you have that are sort of hanging over you. I almost want to say that you have 2 things from the near past and 1 thing from something which is still on your mind from further back. Because you can see here that there are the 2 swords here which are sort of in closer proximity to you, and then there's this 1 sword which is still further back, but because they're lit up in this sort of darkened calmness of this church, they're still very much bothering you, Virgo. Now, there is this 4th sword here, and this is the sword which is your self-worth, your self-knowledge, and your trust in yourself. And that's what you need to be focusing on. And you need to be looking at you and having conversations with yourself about you and seeing the truths within you, rather than perhaps listening to what other people have been telling you or regurgitating and reliving conversations and discussions and events or truths which have come out, which are still on your mind. Now, what you need to be focusing on is the 8 of Cups. These could be relationship issues or people or situations with people that you love or care about, things that make you happy, because the 8 of Cups is about walking away from these things. Perhaps these things were situations which you thought were going to bring you happiness or were kind of making you happy, or you were trying to twist them into being able to convince yourself that they were making you happy when maybe they actually weren't. Do you feel as though, I feel as though there's maybe some guilt here, Virgo, that you'd let your guard down and let these things into your life, because you can see here that, you know, the chap's shield is over here in the corner, and, you know, taking his gloves off and his helmet off. And are you kicking yourself or feeling guilty about the fact that you let these things happen? You let your guard down and you didn't, or you shouldn't have done. Hindsight is a great thing, but it's a dangerous thing as well. We go into things with the best of intentions, and we are human. And everybody, what is it they say to err is human? Oh, sorry, I'm dreadful with things like that. But we're never going to lead a perfect life. We will always have our heads turned by something. We will be drawn into something. Even if our heart is telling us something that our head isn't, or vice versa. But now is the time to be walking away from these things, because this is whatever you thought was giving you some happiness isn't, and you need to move away from it. The time is here to start dealing with these things, and you're on a new journey. Now, the thing that is holding you back is the 9 of Swords. Maybe you don't know where to start, that you physically are being kept awake at night by these things. Is this self-guilt? Is this you I feel this is you beating yourself up, Virgo, for no reason. That, as I said a second ago, that you were going into these things with the best of intentions, and as we all do, and we never know as to whether something is going to work out for what we think is the best and is going to bring us happiness, or it's going to bring us pain and heartache. Either way, it always teaches us something, whether that seems good or bad at the time. The last few months, and it's astrologically, there has been an awful lot going on, and I'd always said, and I still do, that anything that did happen happened for a reason, and it happened for our best intentions. So you have to try and stop having blame, feeling bad, feeling as though you should have done something differently. The past is the past. We cannot change that. The only thing that we can do is every morning wake up and try and have a fresh start. There are so many opportunities every time we wake up that we can change the way that we think, the things that we do, the things that we want in our life. And continuing to relive a situation that you can't do anything about does nothing other than keeps you trapped in that situation. Now the next card is this one, and it's how you can be working on moving away from this situation. And it's the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is one for me, and I read the Seven of Swords quite differently from other people, is that you need to see that whatever these situations were, that it's done you a favour by whatever happening. The Seven of Swords is about the diffusion of a situation. In this instance, this chap is stealing swords from an army. He's trying to prevent war or a battle going on. And I need you to see, Virgo, that by these things ending, and maybe you ending them as well, or people pushing your buttons, or arguments, or whatever happened, that they happened for your betterment, and that there are, if you haven't seen it already, that there are better things coming. It's almost like you've dodged a bullet by having these things happen. So I need you to turn around from you feeling like the Nine of Swords, where you did lots of things wrong and there's guilt there and if only, and you're thinking things like that. And you need to turn it round and see that these things, whatever happened, actually did you a favour. The thing that you can't control is the moon. Virgo, you are absolutely, as we all do, allowed to feel, that you've maybe done something wrong, or and particularly that you might feel that in the middle of the night. I'm an overthinker. I'm a worrier, and are you, Virgo, worrying about this? You're wondering as to why it happened. Sometimes, particularly for me, whether this resonates with you or not, it's not necessarily the thing that has happened. I always need to know the ins and outs of why it happened. I have somebody I know who their other half walked out on them without any explanation, and they, for many, many years, because they didn't ever have a conversation and find out why that happened, it was very, very difficult. I had a cat once who went missing years ago, and even now I have this thing of going, I wonder what happened to her. Was she all right? Is she still alive? She wouldn't be now, because she'd be about 30. But are you feeling as though, because you haven't had closure from these things, you haven't understood why they happened, and you're that person who needs to know why something happened to give you that closure, and you need something explaining, this isn't going to come, and you must stop beating yourself up about it. You need to go, whatever this happened, it did me a favour, and now I can walk away from it. I have to walk away from it. Now, the potential outcome is the King of Cups, the Justice card, and the Five of Pentacles. The Justice card is, once you've done this work and you've been able to move away and stop blaming yourself, that you will find justice, that the universe, and this isn't about retribution or revenge or whatever, this is just about the universe going, okay, yeah, this is what's going to happen, that now you've done the work, good things are going to come. The King of Cups is backing this up. The King of Cups is about not only, I think, you being this person who radiates out love and is somebody who is finding the joy in themselves as well as in other people and in other situations, but also that you will be proud of yourself. You will have this sort of regal air about you, because you should be really proud of the fact that you've done this work and you've come out the other side. You've given yourself justice. You've become this balanced person. You know, she's holding her truth of her sword of truth in the air because she's proud of the work that she's done. Now, the other option here is we have the Five of Pentacles. And I do feel that sometimes the universe does give us these two options as to, if you do the work, this is what's going to happen. If you don't do the work, this is what's going to happen. And the Five of Pentacles is that if you don't do this work, that you will continue to kind of feel as though you've been left out in the cold, that you've been treated badly. It's interesting because the Justice and the Five of Pentacles are almost sort of lunar opposites of each other. The Justice is about reward and success and having that balance and that self-confidence and the feeling that you've been there and you've done that and you've bought the t-shirt by doing the hard work. But the Five of Pentacles is the complete opposite. It's a poor me, it's a woe is me, it's a the world is out to get me. And that is obviously not what we want for you. We want you to have been able to do the work, to walk away from this and to be able to be the King of Cups and have this justice dealt to you so that you can go on and you can have a beautiful life. Virgo, I hope that that's resonated. If it has, I would love it if you would leave me a comment. You can also now leave me super thanks if you've really enjoyed the reading and it's been useful to you. You can also support the channel by buying me a coffee. The link's in the description. And I also do really in-depth pendulum readings, and there is information in the listing about that as well. So take care, Virgo. I hope this video has been useful. If you would like and subscribe, I would love that too. Lots of people, I think the YouTube gremlins have been in because I've lost quite a few subscribers recently. So if you are or you think that you're subscribed, maybe check, because I too subscribe to a lot of people on YouTube, and even I've found that people who I've thought that I've subscribed to, I actually aren't subscribed to their channel anymore. So just check. If this hasn't resonated, find out what your moon and your rising sign are. If you were born at night, sometimes your moon sign actually resonates more with you than your sun sign does. So Virgo, enjoy May. I will be back doing more readings. I'm also going to do a a full moon reading, which is for today. So I will leave a link to that at the end of this reading too. So Virgo, thanks for being here. Take care.